Dawn breaks over the ancient world. No alarm clocks, no phones, just the cold breath of morning air and a fire that refuses to die. You blink. You're lying on hard earth under an animal hide. Your stomach growls, and your only thought is survival. Welcome to 30,000 years ago. Forget Hollywood's grunting cavemen with clubs and fur diapers. These people weren't stupid. They were survivors, engineers, artists, and every day they lived a life more intelligent and more efficient than we give them credit for. So, what did cavemen actually do all day? You wake with the sun. Your body syncs with the natural world. No snooze button, no artificial light. Just circadian rhythm, honed by evolution. First task. Fire. The firekeeper, often an elder, has kept it smoldering all night using slow-burning moss or dried fungus. It's not just heat. It's life. Fire cooks, protects, unites. Children stir. Mothers check on the elderly. Hunters assess the wind. Even in sleep, the community is connected. Every breath matters. There's no scroll-through social media ritual. Instead, has anyone seen predator tracks? How's the pregnant woman? Did the coals survive? It's quiet, but it's not lazy. It's precise. The first flames touch stone bowls, warming leftover broth. A bone spoon stirs. This isn't breakfast. It's energy, calculated for the hunt ahead. The day has begun, and there's no such thing as wasted daylight. By the fire, adults gather. No agenda, no titles, just collective intelligence. One speaks of deer tracks near the stream. Another notes shifting winds. An elder woman predicts a storm, reading sky patterns with uncanny skill. Her knowledge of cloud movement rivals that of modern meteorologists. Decisions unfold through consensus, not hierarchy. Tasks are assigned, not by force, but by competence. The best tracker leads the scouts. The sharpest eye becomes the gatherer. Young men hunt, women gather. But forget the stereotypes. Roles are fluid. Everyone contributes. In fact, some groups had women join in large game hunts. Others had men help with childcare. In Arctic tundra zones, cooperation was survival. In tropical forests, tracking required silence, not strength. This isn't a tribal free-for-all. It's governance without government, democracy, before the Greeks ever imagined it. If there's a sick elder, someone stays behind. If there's a new baby, extra food is assigned. This is planning, primitive only in tools, not in thought. Adolescents leave to fetch water, navigating forests with handmade containers, bladders, bark, gourds sealed with resin. They move like scouts, watching for tracks, sniffing for predators. The stream isn't just a water source, it's a bulletin board. Fresh mud tells stories, what animals passed, whether other humans are nearby, if danger is close. They don't just bring back water, they return with knowledge, intelligence that might save lives. Sometimes the riverbank shows mammoth prints. Or worse, human footprints that don't belong. Questions arise. Who else is nearby? Are they allies or raiders? They note the direction of scat. They listen to bird calls. Are they agitated? A sudden silence could mean a predator is lurking. In jungle regions, the water was full of leeches and parasites. In mountain zones, they had to break ice to drink. Every terrain had its price. Every step they take is a calculation. And the water they bring back might carry more than hydration. It brings strategy. Meanwhile, the hunters stalk their prey. No mammoth today. They're after deer, rabbits, birds, targets of opportunity. Their weapons? Spears, hardened by fire. Atlatls, for extra range. Stone tips, shaped over hours. They communicate in silence. One gesture means, flank left. Another means, wait. This isn't brute force, it's tactical coordination. When the strike comes, it's fast. If they succeed, meat feeds the group. If not, they still return with data, trails, scent paths, game movement. Every hunt is both a mission and a lesson. A missed throw becomes a training point. Next time from the ridge, they carry cords for binding, baskets for organs, hides for hauling. The deer isn't just meat, it's sinew for thread, bones for needles, hide for clothing. In equatorial zones, heat stroke was a threat. In boreal forests, frostbite claimed toes. A successful hunt meant navigating nature's extremes. Back at camp, another kind of work begins. The toolmaker selects the right stone, not too brittle, not too soft. Obsidian, flint, chert, each flake struck with mathematical precision. This is engineering. Trial and error, passed through generations. Nearby, someone scrapes a hide, another weaves cord from plant fiber. A child watches, mimics, learns. Even fire isn't just burned, it's managed. A hot spot for cooking, a coal bed for tool making, cooler edges for warmth. They observe color shifts in flames. Blue tips mean hotter fire, ideal for hardening tools. Bones are boiled for glue. Resin is melted with ash to make waterproof seals. These are recipes, formulas, chemical processes, encoded in memory. A napper sharpens a flake until it can split hair. Not for fun, for surgery, for skinning, for defense. Every shard has a purpose. In volcanic regions, obsidian was gold. In deserts, they traded for stone. Every tribe knew what it lacked and how to barter. The gatherers move across the land like living encyclopedias. They know what to harvest, when and how. Tubers, berries, greens, roots, each one tested over generations. Unfamiliar plant? They follow protocol. Rub on skin, wait, lips, tongue, swallow? Not yet. Watch for symptoms. They use digging sticks, baskets sealed with resin, and sharp flakes for cutting. This is not passive gathering. It's active science, ethnobotany. Without the textbooks, songs carry instructions. Elders teach through story and repetition. Infants strapped to mothers absorb it all. The majority of calories come from these hands, not from spears. They also forage with caution. A red berry might be poison in summer, food in fall. The difference? Life or death. They remember bee patterns, ANT trails, fungal spores. What animal led them to this grove last year? Was it the bear, the boar? A single nut can feed a child. A single mistake can end a lineage. In South Asian forests, they tracked monkeys to fruit. In Arctic lands, lichen scraping was survival. Children play, but this play is preparation. Mini spears teach hunting technique. Make-believe families teach roles. Basket weaving begins as a game. They climb, they throw, they mimic. A child with a crude flint tool becomes tomorrow's master napper. There's no curriculum, no tests, just learning. By doing. Education embedded in life itself. They aren't just the future, they're active participants in the now. Anthropologists have found toy-sized tools in ancient sites, evidence of hands-on education. Kids learned not by watching, but by failing. And failure wasn't punished. It was repeated, iterated, refined, until mastery emerged naturally. And stories. The stories. A child learns that red moss burns better, that owl hoots before storm. Memory becomes myth. Myth becomes manual. As the sun peaks, the band rests. This isn't laziness, it's heat strategy. Tools are repaired, baskets mended, stories exchanged. Visitors from other bands may appear, trading shells, flint, knowledge. Women soften hides with brain-tanned paste. bone needles stitch winter clothing. Children help. Watch, repeat. Even decoration isn't vanity, it's communication. A shell necklace says where you've been. A pattern shows who you are. They even paint. Cave walls become diaries, bison, handprints, symbols. The first art galleries hidden underground. They return, the hunters, the gatherers, the scouts. Meat is cooked, roots roasted, everyone eats, not in silence, but in stories. A tale from the hunt, a lesson from an elder, a myth explaining the stars. Music rises, a flute made from bone, a drum from hide. Children dance, elders nod. The night becomes alive. This is more than community, it's culture. It's where identity is forged, not in words, but in rhythm. So, what did primitive humans actually do all day? They hunted, they gathered, they engineered, they taught, they healed, they sang, they danced, they faced cold, hunger, predators, and time itself, and overcame it with intelligence, community, and creativity. They weren't primitive, they were us, just 30,000 years earlier, and in many ways, wiser. And if today you taught someone a skill, shared a story, or passed down a truth, then congratulations. You're living their day. If you made it this far, you've just spent a day in a world we barely remember. Hit subscribe if you want to walk further into the forgotten past. And share this, because this is not just history. It's your story too.